Hey everyone, it's Derek Martin, aka Legit Derek here, where I tell you what I think, how I see things, and any comments that disagree or has a question will be prioritized. So, let me preface this video by saying, my only allegiance is to the truth and God. So, if I see some people on the right or Republicans that need to be called out, including Mr. President, I will do it. So, let's get into this. By now, you may not have heard that Trump is talking about the H-1B visa system again. This time with Laura Ingraham, and she actually pushed him on it a little bit. I appreciate that. And he said some things that really irritated me. I'm sure if you heard it and you know what I'm talking about, it irritated you too. He's saying, we don't have the talent. Ouch. No, we don't have the work here. We can't do that. We can't learn, or it's going to take too long to teach us. Like, what? We just became the most advanced and the most powerful country overnight out of nowhere? Like, what? Americans didn't have anything to do with that? Americans didn't shape this country? Alright, let's get into this. What do you have to say, Orange Man?
If you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment, an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put you...
How did we ever do it?
So, is all Americans just standing on in unemployment lines? They don't know how to do anything? Is that, like, indicative of all Americans? Like, what is he trying to say? Like, you wouldn't be scooping them out of unemployment lines. Like, there are kids in college right now that would probably appreciate those jobs, thank you. Not to mention all the other citizens that you used to talk about that were being put out of work thanks to the H-1B visa. So, I don't know, I'm trying to match up his past stances with his present one, and I'm noticing some inconsistencies here. Not only that, but this is one giant slap in the face, like acting like he'd just be pulling everybody off of unemployment lines like we never had to do those jobs before. Acting like we're just too ignorant, we can't even be taught. Nah, dude. His whole base needs to be in an uproar right now. Say no, that is not how you sounded before. That is not what you promised. America first is not letting immigrants help us get ahead. It's helping the people get ahead so we can in turn help America get ahead. The citizens need to be in priority. If there's still room and space for some immigrant help, then put them strategically where they need to be put. If we really are short-handed, we really can't find enough Americans to fill those jobs, it wouldn't be hard to, like, send for one. Like, really? No. This is not how he sounded before. There are ways around the problems he's trying to address. There are ways around it. We don't have to take a shortcut to get there.
Before.
Well,
when you and I were
I'll give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems.
Like, Americans, they never did any dangerous or complicated jobs. Everything you're saying is more stupid than the last. I love him. I respect him. Everything he's done for our country. Look at this. I love Trump. Supporting him ever since 2017, whenever I was just a stupid kid realizing the TV was lying to me. But all this? Really? You're obviously making excuses. And your whole base can see right through it. This is not how you sounded before. This is not what you promised us. America first means Americans first. So we can help our country. We don't need all this foreign labor. Cheap foreign labor, which is what you also complained about. The H-1B visa system was being misused for cheap foreign labor. And now you're just okay leaving it in place? No, if anything, like, at least it needs a ginormous overhaul and reformation. It cannot stay the way it is. And by overhaul and reformation, I mean Americans first. If, by chance, there are some shorthanded, some places that are shorthanded, then fine. That is okay. We don't need to be bringing in thousands or hundreds of thousands of different freaking immigrants that know all these things that Americans can obviously learn. There are clearly Americans in school for this kind of stuff right now. Why are you trying to bring all these illegals over and act like they're our only option to advance as a nation? No, we need to focus on our people first, our people's education, our people's skill level, so they can help our country. Because, like it or not, America is primarily for Americans. And if you're not prioritizing Americans in the workforce, how much of America is really America versus cheap, temporary foreign labor? And yeah, the H-1B visa system is temporary for the individual, not for the spot, for the individual. The individual can get an H-1B visa system for get an H-1B visa for 3 years. It can be extended another 3 years, and then what happens? They can just give an H-1B visa to another person, and it's like a never-ending cycle. It's a revolving door of just any Tom, Dick, or Harry with the skills to do something. Not the highly skilled ones. No, that's the 0-1 visa. The 0-1 visa is for the best of the best, not the H-1B visa system. That is just for people that know how to do it. Americans know how to do it. Prioritize the Americans, not the illegals.
They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
The 0-1 visa is a non-immigrant visa for individuals with extraordinary ability in fields like science, education, business, and the arts, who must have sustained national or international acclaim To qualify, applicants must either have received a major international recognized award or demonstrate national international acclaim by meeting at least 3 out of 8 criteria, or one specific criterion, depending on the category, like 01A for science, business, education, athletics, or 01B for arts, motion picture, television. The visa is sponsored by a U.S. employer or agent and allows the beneficiary to work in the area of expertise. Now, the H-1B visa is an H-1B visa is a non-immigrant visa that allows U.S. employees to temporarily employ foreign workers in specialty occupations that require a bachelor's degree or higher. These roles involve a high level of theoretical and practical knowledge in specialized fields, and the employer must file a petition on the worker's behalf and obtain a labor condition application, LCA, from the Department of Labor. An H-1B visa can be initially granted for up to 3 years and extended for another 3 for a total of 6 years. This is what President Trump thought about it the first time he was running for office. Megyn Kelly asked about highly skilled immigration. The H-1B program is neither highly skilled nor immigration. These are temporary foreign workers imported from abroad for the explicit purpose of substituting for American workers at lower pay. I remain totally committed to eliminating rampant widespread H-1B abuse and ending outrageous practices such as those that occurred at Disney in Florida when Americans were forced to train their foreign replacements. I will forever end the use of the H-1B as a cheap labor program and institute an absolute requirement to hire American workers first for every visa and immigration program, no exceptions. So my opinion on the H-1B visa is that there's a time and a place for it. It should be reformed to only be used as like a last resort. If there's no Americans, if you really can't find Americans that want these specific jobs, only a certain amount of them, surely you're going to find some Americans that want those jobs. But if you can't find enough, then yeah, bring over just a few for those specific jobs. You don't need to be bringing in every Tom, Dick, and Harry just because they know how to do the job, just because you assume, oh, we don't have the talent, we can't learn, we can't take the time to figure it out. That is insulting. That is a slap in the face to MAGA.
You would have a system of colleges and universities.
So we're dependent on China to keep our university system going?
But I think it's good to have, I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able to get along with the world.
They're not the French. They're the Chinese. They spy on us. They steal our intellectual property.
What, do you think the French are better?
Yeah.
I mean, really? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure. We've had a lot of problems with the French, where we get taxed very unfairly on our technology, where, you know, they put 25% taxes on American products. Look, assuming everyone treats us badly, because that's the way I am, but we take in trillions of dollars from students. You know, the students pay more than double when they come in from most foreign countries. I want to see our school system thrive, but at the same time, I know you and I disagree. We're never going to agree on it, but that's okay. And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business. We have millions and millions of people. Also, I want to get along with countries if possible. You know, people are shocked. Remember, Hillary Clinton said, we'll be in a war. I stopped 8 wars in the last 9 months. I don't want to be in wars. If I am in a war, we're going to win the thing fast, and it'll be violent. But you know what? I don't want to be in wars. But one thing, you don't want to cut half of the people, half of the students from all over the world that are coming into our country, destroy our entire university and college system. I don't want to do that.
I wouldn't lose any sleep.
And don't forget, MAGA was my idea. MAGA was nobody else's idea. I know what MAGA wants better than anybody else. And MAGA wants to see our country thrive.
Sorry to break this to you, Mr. President, but you didn't create MAGA. You only gave it a voice. We saw someone saying the things we all thought for a very long time. We saw someone that actually seemed like they would fight for America and Americans. You may have given it a name. You may have given it a voice, but you did not create it. MAGA's been there, and it was the disenfranchised men and women that saw their country becoming a place they didn't recognize. And now you're sitting here saying that you're the arbiter of what MAGA is, what's right and wrong, what we all want. No, you're not. I'm sorry, it's just... No, you're not. Like, you addressed the issues that we all already cared about. You didn't make us care about anything new. You just... I mean, yeah, we like the way you said certain stuff, and maybe you did bring some certain issues that we didn't even consider before to the forefront of the discussion. But that doesn't mean you created MAGA. It just means that you became the leader of a movement that was already forming naturally. This is the real grassroots movement. You were the face of MAGA. You gave MAGA a name, but you did not create it. MAGA's been here. MAGA was formed because we love our country, and we honestly want to see America succeed and do better. If, by chance, that could happen through foreign labor, then it can't be cheap labor, and the Americans must be prioritized. Two very simple conditions. If Americans are not being prioritized over people in other countries because they have a H-1B visa and they can just do the job that regular Americans can do, that's not America first. That's not Americans first. And what he was trying to say about like acting like China's just our friend, like we shouldn't trust France as much as China. Who actually listens to that statement and takes it serious? The freaking French. They haven't been a threat since what, World War One? Okay. They are not our... That was not the point Ingram was trying to make. Obviously, we need to be more concerned about China than France, a country we left in the dust decades ago. Nah, we need to focus on our neck-and-neck competitors, not France. France is barely even a thought anymore. Do they spy on us? Sure, why not? If they do, what can they do with that information? Honestly, China is much more of a threat than France. And I can't even believe I have to say that, Mr. President. I will call out anybody, and I hope this video proves it, because I absolutely love President Trump. But you need to stay consistent, or else I'm gonna call it out. If you're new to my channel, please check out my music in the description below, and follow me on social media. Everything in my link tree. So thank you very much, and please don't hate me because I go after President Trump. I go after anybody that I see inconsistencies and a little bit of funny business. I'm gonna call it all out. So, thank you very much, and keep it legit.
Because I try to be an angel and I try to be a saint, and I try to be everything that deep inside I know I ain't, and I try to remain on top, but then realize that I sank inside of an endless maze that I'll never be able to escape, because I used to be full of nothing but anger and hate on a daily basis, but lately my brain is going through changes, and it's been making me think that I'm fake or maybe misplaced, so now I'm breaking through my chains and will no longer be restrained.